Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to my Minecraft Feed the Bee series. And today, as you can see, we are back out at the village to do a little more testing today, because while just tooling about on the wiki, I was looking into something that I think might be interesting to add into our project here for the arcology, and that is the modular force field system. Now this, like the applied energistic stuff, is another mod that I've never touched before, and it seems quite interesting to me, because one of the big problems right now is, of course, mobs in the arcology. We're wanting that place to be a safe haven for all of our lovely villagers, but I still have the issue of spiders climbing over the walls getting into the arcology, and zombies and skeletons just waltzing right in on the ground level, since of course those are open to the world. Now I could just put doors there, but I don't like the aesthetic for that for the ground level, which is annoying. That's one of the reasons why I designed the arcology to have the living quarters up top and all the work stuff down below to keep my villagers safe. But I thought to myself, you know, maybe this modular force field system would be a way of, well, keeping our villagers safe without having to have ugly doors all over the place, and be another cool bit of technology to add in. So if we just jump down to my little work area I've prepped here, we are just going to jump right into it today, and first things first is this forcesium. Now this is pretty simple, and now one of the things in the world gen you'll find is this monazite ore, and it's everywhere. I've got barrels full of this stuff. Well, actually, one barrel full of several stacks, but nonetheless, if you smelt it or pulverize it or macerate it, you get this forcesium. Now, I macerated because that was the quickest for me, and for every monazite ore, you get 8 forcesium, and it is the base of pretty much everything in the modular force field mod. And yeah, I got ourselves ready with 2 stacks of it, which hopefully should be good. And I think we'll need 6 of the next base thing that you need for the mod, which is these MFS, or MFS, I cannot talk today, MFFS Force Energy Crystals. There we go. And yeah, this is used in a lot of the recipes, so we're gonna make 6 of them today. I think that should work just fine. And we'll get started with just a very, very basic system on this episode, which will be building a capacitor, an extractor, and a projector for. You know, those 3 items give you the very basics that you need for the mod, so I think that's going to be a good starting place for this episode. Now, for the extractor, it's pretty simple. We need 2 of those force energy crystals, an advanced machine block, an electric circuit, and an extractor. So if we just shift-click that right in, there we go. Bam. I do love that shift-click on the question mark. I'm so glad that a Redditor and some commenters told me about that. Yes, the second bit we need is a capacitor, which is more of those crystals, 2 frequency transmitters, 2 circuits, and an advanced machine block. So, ooh, are we missing a piece? So I did the shift click. Oh, maybe it's because of the energy or the frequency transmitters. Perhaps since they're not a stackable item, maybe they don't work when you do that shift click on the question mark. Perhaps. But oh well, there we go. We have ourselves a capacitor now. And the next part that we need is a projector. Now we need to make another part of the mod for this, and that is these MFFS projector focus matrices. And they're pretty simple, and you get a lot for them. You know, it's just 4 refined iron, 4 glass, and 1 diamond, and you get 64 projector focus matrices. which is a lot, but it's something that's used a lot in this mod. I mean, basically all of these different modules that you add into the various bits and bobs up here all require these projector matrices. So there's something to keep around that you need a lot of. So with those in hand, we should just be able to shift-click. There we go, and we have a projector. Excellent. Now, we're not quite done yet. We also need to make a couple of these MFFS cards, because that's how you link the items together. And for that, you need just a circuit and some paper. And we'll need 2 of those. Let's just pick you all back up. And we also need to make some of these basic modules. I'm going to try 2 of them today. The cube module, so I think that will be fun. And the wall module, which also I think will be interesting. So let's just grab one of those. And that should be everything we need to get the basics going today. Again, the bare bone basics. So, if we first put down the extractor. Now, the extractor needs to be powered, which is why we have this MFSU here. So we'll place that down. And it also needs a lever on it to basically activate it with the redstone charge. So if we turn that on, alright, so it's got electricity from that. But, ooh, I didn't mean to put that one on there. And boop, there we are. The extractor also needs this forcesium to actually create the sort of the force energy for your force field. So if we just put this stack of forcesium in there, there you go. It's starting to grab all that energy from the forcesium and store and put it into this extractor. Now we also need a capacitor to then store that power. Let's pop another one of you on there. And the capacitor, as you can see, isn't getting charged up by this little display on here, which is a really cool display. I quite like that. So what you have to do is actually link these two with one of these MFFS cards. Now, this also means that this capacitor doesn't need to actually be right next to the extractor like I'm doing it right here. You just need to be within range of it, because this card will actually link the two together. So if we right-click on the capacitor, you'll see it created this power link card, and then we right-click on the extractor, and there we go. You can see it is now charging up because the two are linked. That is actually really cool. I like that. And now the last bit is the projector, which again, the projector has to be linked to the capacitor. So we right-click, and there we go. They are linked now, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So all we should have to do now is, now we can either, I believe, right-click with these modules or actually open it and put them into the module here. But let's just try the right-clicking. There we go. Okay, so see, it has the cube around it there to show you what kind of module it is. At least that's what I'm hoping that means. I'm assuming that if I put in this module... Actually, let's just test that. Let's pop you out and put you in. Ooh, that's interesting. But yeah, so it does seem to change depending on what kind of thing you put in, what type of module. So if we actually power the capacitor now, that's why I have the lever on there, we should create a force field. I hope. As long as I did all this right. There we go. Alright, and there we are. We are trapped in a force field. You don't need to activate sentry mode because we have a force field now, my friends. Ooh, which that actually makes me think these force fields would be interesting for our portal test chambers as well. I hadn't thought about that. Excellent. But yes, as you can see, we can't run through this or jump through it. We just hit it just dead. And if you try to break through it, because technically it is Minecraft, it is a block, it hurts you. Attention, high energy field. So, you know, just every time you hit it, you take a fair amount of damage. Wow, is that a... It looks like a whole heart. That's impressive. Okay, now let's deactivate that. And how'd that zombie spawn up there? Huh. Oh well. And let's try putting in this wall module now. Oh, ow, ow. Oh, I am dead. Okay. My bed was missing or obstructed. Oh, crap. Well, that's not good. How in the world is it obstructed? It's in my arcology. Okay, I'll be back in a moment, guys. I'm just gonna cut this to when I get back, because, well, I'm a half a kilometer away, and it's nighttime. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay. It took the whole night to get back here, but I'm here, and apparently that's what the wall one does, and unfortunately I was just standing right in its path when it started up. I probably should have thought that might happen, but I didn't. But yeah, that is interesting. So it appears to do a single block, and that spider spawned right there. Okay, I don't like you being there, buddy. There we go. So, okay. Now, I'm assuming with all the various modules, which I actually turned off that part of the NEI already. Let's bring that up. There we go. Whoop, didn't mean to exit out of it. Now, I'm assuming with these modules, there's ways to extend this force field, or perhaps things in here, because, well, as you can see, there is a lot of different stuff in here at the moment, and I don't know what they'd all do. This is new to me, and stop asking for hello. I'm gonna move away from you now. And yeah, so I'm assuming that there's things in here I can do to extend this, because I actually think with this wall module, ow, I forgot about the pain when I hit it thing, that this might make for a cool sort of energy barrier on the first floor to connect the arcology with the outside world. I think that would be quite cool. But yeah, I'll definitely have to look into this more. And you can turn that on and off with the capacitor, because that, of course, takes away power. Now, I wonder if I can... Why did I do a torch? I meant you. Can this turn on and off? Apparently not. But we can with that. Oh. Oh, okay. So I was turning it on and off with the power from the capacitor, but if we just have that defaulted like that, we can turn that on and off there. And of course, from the last episode, we could always hook this up to a frequency transmitter, or wireless redstone, I mean, and we could, as I'm walking up to the arcology, click a button to drop the force field so that I could enter. But yeah, that is quite cool, and it gives me a lot of interesting ideas, especially with this wall one, because like I said, if I can figure out how to extend it, which if any of you know how to do that, because like I said, I've never messed around with this before. This is the basic system I have been able to figure out. And yeah, I would love to hear any advice that you guys may have on these force fields, because I actually really like these. I'm going to have to play around with them a lot more. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. But that is going to be it for this episode, now that I finally got back. And I'm going to have to go figure out what's going on with my bed. I just slept in it before we started this episode. Huh. Okay. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you come back for the next, and that, of course, you have enjoyed this one. But until the next episode, I hope you are all well. Thank you for watching, and as always, my friends, have a good one.